Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES. Let's get to the news now, guys. If you're following the Eagles closely as I am, you know that the 2025 NFL season is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing in recent memory, especially when it comes to the roster moves and the strategic depth that Howie Roseman and the Eagles management are working tirelessly to build. And let me tell you, there's a lot of buzz around the receiver position, specifically about how Philadelphia plans to optimize their receiving core after a season that honestly left a lot of fans with mixed feelings. The Eagles entered last season with a clear plan: maximize the talents of Jalen Hurts, who had shown incredible growth in his first few seasons, and surround him with reliable targets. A.J. Brown, as we all saw, is already a superstar and one of the most dominant receivers in the league. His ability to stretch the field, make contested catches, and be that reliable alpha receiver is unquestionable. Then you've got Devonta Smith, a true route-running technician, who has shown flashes of becoming one of the league's elite at the position. The chemistry between Hurts, Brown, and Smith has been promising, and fans are eager to see that trio continue to develop and dominate. But beyond those two, things get a little more uncertain. The third receiver spot, which is crucial in today's NFL, especially for a team that wants to keep defenses honest, has been a concern. That's where Jahan Dotson's name has come into the spotlight. Dotson, drafted in 2022 out of Penn State, showed promise early in his career, but last season, his production was underwhelming. He finished with just 216 yards on 19 catches, which is not exactly what you want from your WR3, especially on a team with Super Bowl aspirations. His yards per catch hovered around 4 yards, and he didn't find the end zone during the regular season, although he did make a play in the postseason. This lack of consistency and production has left the Eagles wondering whether Dotson is the long-term answer at that spot. And honestly, that's not a knock on him. It's a reflection of how competitive and strategic the NFL is. Teams are always looking for that extra edge, that veteran presence who can step in and make a difference immediately. And that's exactly what has been circulating as a rumor: the possibility of Philadelphia exploring a trade for a seasoned veteran receiver, someone who can immediately contribute and bring stability to the WR3 role. And interestingly enough, there's one name that's been popping up quite a bit in these trade rumors: Kendrick Bourne from the New England Patriots. Now, this isn't just some random speculation. Credible sources like Corey Woodruff from USA Today's For the Win have mentioned the possibility of a trade that could make sense for both sides. The Patriots, as we know, have one of the most crowded receiver rooms in the league. They have several young talents, and with the way Bill Belichick tends to operate, they often look to move on from veteran players if they believe they can get fair value in return. Bourne, who will turn 30 in August, has been a consistent and reliable target throughout his NFL career. Since entering the league as an undrafted free agent in 2017 with the San Francisco 49ers, Bourne has steadily improved and carved out a niche for himself as a versatile and dependable receiver. In his early years in San Francisco, he was a role player, but by 2020, he had established himself with 49 receptions for 667 yards. When he moved to New England in 2021, everything changed. He broke out with a career-high 55 receptions, 800 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He's a smart route runner with dependable hands, not the flashiest guy, but one of those players who can be counted on to make difficult catches and be a reliable option on third down. What makes Bourne attractive to the Eagles, especially in this context, is his experience and his ability to produce in clutch situations. He's been a go-to guy for Mac Jones and the Patriots, often showing excellent yards per target, and he's been particularly good on third down, which is exactly what the Eagles need. Last season, even though he was limited by an ACL tear, he managed to return in time to catch 28 passes for 305 yards and a touchdown in just 12 games. That kind of resilience and consistency is exactly what Philadelphia could use, especially considering that last season, Jahan Dotson's productivity was lacking, and the team needs more reliable options in the receiving game. Now, let's talk about the potential trade proposal that's been floated around. According to Woodruff, the Eagles could send a 7th-round pick in 2026 to the Patriots in exchange for Kendrick Bourne. And honestly, if that's all it costs, just a late-round pick, the Eagles should jump at the opportunity. It's low risk, high reward. Bourne has proven that he can be a solid contributor, and with the Eagles' offense, he could thrive even more. Philadelphia's pass-catching core is built around speed and route precision, and Bourne fits that mold perfectly. He's a clean route runner, has reliable hands, and is a veteran who can help develop younger receivers like Devonta Smith and other emerging talents. Adding a player like Bourne would give Jalen Hurts one more weapon to work with, especially on those crucial third downs. It also alleviates some of the pressure on Devonta Smith, who, despite being a fantastic player, still has room to grow and needs additional options to keep defenses honest. And let's not forget, the Eagles' offense has been a top-tier unit when it's firing on all cylinders, but last year's struggles in the middle of the field, particularly in the passing game, showed that depth at WR3 is vital. Bourne, with his experience and consistency, could be that difference maker. What about the overall picture of the Eagles' receiver core? Well, it's a fascinating situation. A.J. Brown is a true game changer, a receiver who can take over any game with his physicality and speed. Devonta Smith is already one of the league's elite route runners, and with another year of experience, he's poised to have a breakout season. But the question mark remains at WR3, and that's where the Eagles are probably looking to make a move. Dotson has shown flashes, but consistency has been an issue, and the team needs someone who can step in and provide reliable production, especially in high-pressure moments. And the broader context here is that the Eagles aren't just aiming to make the playoffs again, they want to contend for another Super Bowl. That means every position, every role has to be optimized. The NFC East is getting tougher, with the Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and Washington Commanders all making moves to improve their rosters. The Eagles know that to stay ahead, they need to be strategic, smart, and sometimes aggressive in their trades and roster decisions. Bringing in a veteran like Kendrick Bourne, even for just a 7th-round pick, could be that subtle but impactful move that pushes them closer to their ultimate goal. Now, let's switch gears a bit and talk about what the season might look like if this trade happens. Philadelphia's offense has been one of the most exciting in the league when healthy, especially with Hurts at the helm. His dual-threat ability makes him a nightmare for defenses, and with a receiving core that includes Brown, Smith, and potentially Bourne, the Eagles could have one of the most balanced and explosive offenses in the NFL. Their offensive line, which has been solid if not exceptional in recent years, will also play a crucial role in giving Hurts the time he needs to distribute the ball effectively. Defensively, the Eagles remain a powerhouse, with a front seven that's among the league's best and a secondary that's improving every year. The team's focus on versatility and depth on defense has been a cornerstone of their recent success, and adding depth at wide receiver only enhances their overall team strength. The special teams unit, too, has been a key factor in their victories, with disciplined coverage units and a reliable kicker. All these pieces come together to make the Eagles a formidable contender once again, and the potential addition of Bourne could be the cherry on top for their offensive puzzle. Looking ahead, fans should be excited about the trajectory of this team. The coaching staff, led by head coach Nick Sirianni, has shown a willingness to adapt and innovate, and the players are motivated to get back to the Super Bowl stage. The NFC East remains competitive, but the Eagles have proven they're not just a flash in the pan. They've built a culture of winning, resilience, and smart roster management, and this upcoming season could be the one where everything clicks. And of course, the storyline of acquiring a veteran receiver like Kendrick Bourne adds a layer of intrigue, a strategic move that could pay dividends in the postseason, where experience and reliable hands are often the difference between a deep run and an early exit. The Eagles' front office knows that, and fans should be optimistic about their chances if they pull the trigger on this trade. So, as we wait for more updates, keep an eye on how the Eagles' roster shapes up in training camp and preseason. The NFL offseason is never quiet, and the Eagles are always busy trying to stay ahead of the curve. Whether this Bourne trade materializes or not, one thing is for sure, the Philadelphia Eagles are not resting on their laurels. They're hungry, they're strategic, and they're determined to make the 2025 season one to remember, hopefully culminating in another Super Bowl appearance, and with a bit of luck, their second Lombardi trophy in just a few years. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Kendrick Bourne would be the perfect fit for this team? Or do you believe the Eagles should explore other options? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion truly matters to us and to the Eagles. We're all in this together, and your voice is a vital part of this community. Remember, I'll be back very soon with more updates, more insights, and all the latest news about the Philadelphia Eagles, so stay tuned because the best is yet to come. Thanks for being here, and as always, fly Eagles fly.